Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you have not been here before, my name is Rita. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great start to your week. So I have a quick question for you. Has anyone heard of the NASA Enhanced Use Leasing Extension Act of 2021? Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either. So apparently last year in December, Marco Rubio sponsored a bill. And it was a Title 51 bill, right? So it is a bill that is, as you can see, the title is NASA. So it's a bill that is talking about national and commercial space programs. That's what Title 51, U.S. Title 51 covers, national and space programs, right? It has nothing to do with voting or anything else. However, a few days ago on January 13th, House Democrats decided that they were going to tack this HR 5746 freedom to vote, or as I like to call it, or like Ted Cruz calls it, the Corrupt Politicians Act. They decided they were going to tack on this voting bill on the end of a bill titled NASA, right? It's totally unassuming. Who would even think? So apparently they tacked this bill on, and let me tell you, people keep talking about the voting rights bill, but nobody is really saying what's in this bill. And by the way, it was passed, of course, by almost unanimously, except for one Democrat who sat it out. But that's nothing compared to the 10 Republicans who sat it out. And who sat out this bill, they decided not to vote on it. And I will definitely share with you who those people are. They decided not to vote on this corrupt politicians bill. Why do we call it the corrupt politicians bill? Well, number one, the bill includes funds that are for House representatives, campaign funds. It has stuff in there about childcare, and there's a sneaky little bugger in there about making Puerto Rico and DC a state. Yep, that's in there too. There are a lot of very interesting things in there. So the other thing is no voter ID. It says prohibiting identification requirement as condition of obtaining or casting a ballot. A state may not require an individual to submit any form of identifying document as a condition of obtaining or casting an absentee ballot, except that nothing in this subparagraph may be construed to prevent a state from requiring whatever ID. So, yes, they do not require ID. You only have to give the last 4 digits of your social security number. You don't have to provide a signature. You don't have to provide any sort of picture ID. Okay. Also, they're saying that states are prohibited from requiring applicants to provide more than that. So so obviously this bill is trying to this bill is shifting the power of the state sovereignty. It is stripping states of its sovereignty and giving it to the federal government. If this is not between this voting rights bill, which by the way is going to strip the very people who they claim they're trying to protect, is going to strip those people of their voice. That's what it's going to do by allowing illegals and cheating and people to submit ballots and ballot harvest all willy-nilly. It is going to basically dilute the votes. We know that. I know that. You know that. But the people that are out there saying, black people can't vote. I mean, we know that's a lie, right? We know. We all know that, right? You and I know. I know it's a lie. Grew up in black neighborhoods. And let me tell you, they hit those streets hardcore during voting time. They are in the streets. They have kiosks. They have pamphlets. They have people on every corner handing out. They have the voting thing locked down in black neighborhoods. So don't believe the hype. It is not about that. I'm going to tell you what it is about. What it is about is felons. That's right. In this bill, it says that Congress finds that racial disparities in disenfranchisement due to the past felony convictions is particularly stark. In 2020, according to the Sentencing Project, an estimated 5,200,000 Americans could not vote due to a felony conviction. That's right. So they want felons to be able to vote, because you know how I know? Because also in this bill is funding to go to prisons. That's right. They want to start setting up polling places in prisons because they want felons to be able to vote. My opinion is that if you are locked up, then you are a danger to society in some way, and you have forfeited your ability to be able to, participate in voting for things that may have some bearing on your punishment. To me, you should not have that right, but that's just me. You have forfeited. You don't want to participate in society in a normal way, in a non-antisocial way, then you don't get to participate in society in any other way either. Let me cut my phone off. My mom is texting me. That's number one. So the other lie that they're trying to spread to say that, to give a reason why they are pushing this terrible bill, this bill that is between this bill and that infrastructure bill, it will turn this country into a socialist/communist country overnight. Mark my words. You guys take some time to read it. I'm going to put the links in the description for the text so you can read through it. It's not like a long, thick read. It basically has just section after section of prohibitions that they're, putting on the states and all of these other things. So it's a long read, but it's an easy read. But people aren't reading it, so people don't really know what's in it. They just think that they just trust the Democrats. They trust Biden and what he's saying and all of this stuff. And my question, I guess, is where are the Republicans? What are they doing? What is going on? What are they sleeping at the wheel? What's going on? I mean, aside from the 10 who opted not to vote, they knew what they were doing. And I guess I shouldn't say they're asleep at the wheel, but I haven't heard anybody really talking about it, talking about how it looks like to me. I'm not an expert, but it appears to me that they have in fact tacked this voting rights, this HR 5746 voting rights bill, John Lewis, whatever, bill onto a bill about space programs. That's what it looks like to me. That it has been amended on January 13th of this year. They amended the space program bill to include all this mess about trying to flip this country. They're not messing around. They are serious about trying to turn this country into a socialist country. They are trying to make Puerto Rico and the District of Columbia states. They're trying to give them statehood in this bill. They are trying to do everything that they couldn't do in the infrastructure bill. They're doing in this bill. That's all I have to say. And why? Why do they say they're doing this? Well, of course, racism. Well, duh. So it says here in this bill, recent elections and studies, but we don't know what the studies are, have shown that minority communities wait longer in lines to vote, are more likely to have their mail ballots rejected, continue to face intimidation at the polls, are more likely to be disenfranchised by voter purges, and are disproportionately burdened by excessively onerous voter identification and other voter restrictions. Research shows that communities of color are more likely to face nearly every barrier to voting than their white counterparts. This is such a big lie. It is a huge lie. And here's another thing. I find this amusing. I find this really amusing. And here's why I find it amusing that they're saying that there are barriers, that people of color face all these barriers. I think they face more barriers for for people who are getting WIC and Link and Section 8. You should ask one of these people how much identification they have to show, how much documentation they have to show in order to get all these benefits. Because baby, let me tell you, the list is long. They have to show a utility bill. They have to show a state ID or a driver's license. They have to show a lot. If you have a job, you got to bring your pay stubs. They have to show everything. They have to pull out the whole kitchen sink. in order to get these benefits. So are these people, these people who are pushing this terrible bill, are they then trying to say that showing up to vote, you shouldn't have to show anything? Oh, but getting all this other stuff, you have to show everything. So these people aren't capable of doing it for voting, but they're capable of doing it to stay on the government program. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to bring this to you guys today because it is horrible. I hope you guys take a little bit of time to look at it today. And check to see who voted on this. Almost every Republican voted on it, except for these people. Ben Cline. Yeah, I'm putting it out there. Ben Cline of Virginia decided not to vote. Mark Green of Tennessee, Republican, decided not to vote. These are all Republicans, by the way, who decided, we're going to sit this one out. Daniel Webster of Florida decided not to vote. John Rutherford of Florida, Mike Rogers of Alabama, Gary Palmer of Alabama, Tom McClintock of California, and Clay Higgins of Louisiana. So if these are your people, then you should reach out to them and let them know how you feel about the fact that they thought that they could, sit this one out. They can sit on the bench for this one and not participate in the vote. It looks like this thing is moving fast and steady through the House and Senate. I'm not even sure, honestly, what is going on with the Senate. It looks like this awful bill, this HR 5746, has been attached, like I said, to that NASA bill that was actually sponsored by Marco Rubio last year, but it has nothing to do with the voting stuff. But it looks like they've attached it onto that to try to hurry up and slip it through the Senate without notice. I don't know. But anyway, you guys take a look. Let me know what you think in the comments. This stuff is crazy. Again, I'll have all the links below, and I hope you have a great rest of the week. Talk to you soon. Ciao.